So today we're doing a little video on a basic video on how to run a generator if you need to hook it up to a house, if you've never done something like this before, ran a generator. Just a real quick rundown on how to do this. So we have a transfer switch inside, and we have the exterior outlet that we're going to plug into here. So when you go to plug the cord in, you're going to look for this little notch in the plug, and that's going to show you on here where you need to plug that in. So look for that little notch, plug it in, and then you're going to just turn it to the right. That's going to lock it in, or counter or clockwise. You come to your exterior plug, do the same thing, look for that little notch, and plug that in, and then turn it clockwise so it locks in. Make sure this cord isn't touching anything hot. This is a dual fuel style generator, so it's either gas or propane. We have it set up to just run on gas. So before you start it, come over here, check and make sure your breaker is off. Right here, you have the option to run it at 120 volt or 120 or in 240 volt. So we are running it into a house panel, which is always going to be 240 volts. So we have it set to 120, 240 volt. They're all a little different, but similar. So you want to come over here and make sure that our fuel is turned on. And then we're going to close the choke. This has the ability to manually start it with the pull cord, or it has a battery. So we're going to come over here and start it. It's running. Turn it to half choke for a second. And then I'm going to turn the choke off. I'm going to let it warm up for just a little bit. Maybe 10, 15 seconds. Now I can turn my main breaker on. And now power is running to the transfer switch inside. So the generator is running. You're going to come inside to your transfer switch, and then you're going to transfer the load, whatever you want to transfer over to the generator. You're going to see on here, it's going to say generator off or line, and you're just going to switch these switches on to generator, and then that will bring power in from the generator, and it severs line from the utility. Once power comes back on, you're going to come out here and switch them back to line. So when you go to turn it off, you want to make sure like your power has come on now. First thing you do is just a reverse order. So I'm going to shut the breaker off. And then what I'm going to do to shut it off is I'm actually going to run it out of fuel. So by running it out of fuel, it's the best way to leave it in the storage state, because you don't want to leave that fuel in there to gum up your carburetor. So if it's going to be stored for a while, you're just going to turn that fuel off and let it run out of fuel.